Continuing to monitor your forecast and an update from the National Hurricane Center, we now have our very first named tropical storm of the season. I'm going to be talking more about the path for it and what else we're tracking. Those details coming up soon. And also keeping a close eye on your forecast. We're tracking the tropics and also checking on things here locally. And we do have some isolated rain shower chances heading into the rest of today. I'll be talking more about that in your Futurecast coming up after the break. And also keeping a close eye on your forecast and tracking the tropics. I'll be talking more about what we're seeing with Tropical Storm Alberto coming up in just a little bit. But here is another live view. This one from Port Aransas in Texas. This is just closer towards Corpus Christi area, just on that portion of Texas there. Rough surf, gray skies, and a lot of wet weather. I'm going to talk more about the tropics coming up when we come back.
Unfamiliar. You get wet on that ride, and in the summertime it's a perfect ride to cool you down.
See, I will have to keep that one in mind.
Yeah.
Gonna make our way to Disney just within a few weeks here.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
It's gonna be hot. We'll see how it goes. Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast, because some other things that are bringing in some of the wetness out there, and that's gonna be Tropical Storm Alberto. Now we can take a look at it just turning in the southwestern Gulf right there. And just a reminder, right now is a great time to download the Fox 10 Future app. Weather app, there we go, because it has a Futurecast option. Words are hard for this Wednesday, but that way you can stay updated with the forecast, see where all of those alerts are. And so we have the Futurecast option, so you can really just start to see the movement there, pushing in closer towards Corpus Christi. But also with that, we can see all of the alerts that are in place too, those tropical storm warnings, and also the flash flood warnings that we're starting to see here locally. Also beginning to notice more of the rip current risks. Just make sure that you're staying out of the water at this time. It is rough out there. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at what Tropical Storm Alberto looks like. Sustained winds 40 miles per hour. We're tracking west at 9 miles per hour. The next update from the National Hurricane Center coming just a little over an hour from now. That'll be at 1 p.m. Now, the system is expected to continue to move further towards the west, making landfall overnight in Mexico. But it is a very big system. So regardless of where the center is moving, impacts being felt all over Texas, especially Corpus Christi, Galveston, Padre Island. We've been checking in with some of those areas in the past couple of hours, and it's rough out there. Also starting to see those tropical storm warnings extending to the coast of Louisiana, and here locally beginning to notice also our rip current risks are being impacted. So it's going to be a wet system bringing increased rainfall closer towards Mexico and Texas, but here locally high surf advisory in place until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. 5 to 7 foot waves. So that is why the rip current risk is high today, tomorrow, Friday. Stay out of the Gulf waters. Double red flags. It is illegal to swim at this time because you put yourself and others at risk if you get into the water. I'll have a final look at your forecast coming up in just a little bit. Chelsea.
And ends on Saturday.
Yeah, so lots of local events again happening today and this weekend, but we're talking about the weather and Alberto today.
That's exactly right. And so I wanted to go ahead and show you the live conditions down in Orange Beach right now. Rough here locally. Still starting to see all of those waves just breaking further offshore. Double red flags. Gulf waters are closed for swimmers. We've already had some of the water rescues over the past few days. Stay out of the Gulf waters because you're only putting yourself and others at risk by getting in there. You can still walk along the shoreline, just no swimming. The rip current risk is staying high today, tomorrow, Friday. That's surf height right around 5 to 7 feet. If you notice, though, in comparison to yesterday, with this water churning up just a little bit, the water temperatures actually went down. They were 85, now they're 83. So a little bit of good news right there. But timing things out on the Futurecast, we do have isolated rain shower chances heading into the rest of today. Noticing more of that beginning to pick up heading closer towards early afternoon. You could possibly see some of those heavier downpours at times. Regardless, though, it's staying cloudy and you'll start to see some peaks of sunshine, but also some dark gray clouds looking like it could rain at any point. Here's a look at our full 7-day outlook. Unsettled for the week ahead of us. Will slowly begin to warm up as we do get closer towards the weekend. Temperatures back up into the mid-90s, slightly above average for this time of year. And also I want to go ahead and take a live look at the Causeway right now. We've been monitoring so far on Fox 10 Midday. It's still open. We did reach high tide just around 10 a.m. So the tide will begin to fall. This is typical though once we start to see some of those tropical systems churning in the Gulf. Also getting reports on Dauphin Island of more of that salt water beginning to make its way closer towards Bienville Boulevard. Just make sure you hose down your cars later on this evening.
Will that get worse in the coming days, or will it just kind of
It'll
calm
start
down
to get better.
each day?
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully now is the worst.
Thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday.